So, what do you do the day after tilt when the account is already blown or in such drawdown that it's basically on life support, where mine is now? Do you usually recover or do you go in and finish the job and blow up the account? Earlier this week, I talked about going on tilt. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to stop tilt once it's started, but I mainly want to focus on where I am now, the tilt hangover. How can we learn from our worst, most out of control, destructive trading days? How do we come back from it mentally and emotionally? How do we slow down at this point instead of spiraling and making everything worse? How do we stop mid tilt? Can we stop in the middle of a tilt spiral? Um, I'm optimistic that we can. I did better on this one than previous ones, so that's progress. That's something. Maybe next time I'll be able to stop right away. I asked in the last video for your feedback. I got amazing advice from you guys, and I just want to let you know I do have that checklist tool on Buy Me a Coffee. It's free. It's while you're trading to sort of like identify when you should stop, when you're going to be at risk of tilt. Through this process here this last week and in making this video, I've decided that it doesn't cover enough. So I'm making like a whole little tilt package. It's going to be free. It will include that and then everything else that I cover in the video today. So like stop yourself from going on tilt, how to stop if tilt starts, if you do go on tilt, what to do afterwards, and then how to get back into trading, how to re-enter the market without blowing up again. Okay, so quickly, my favorite advice that I got on there, um, it's very simple. When you have that first thought of, I should quit, this is a bad idea, I shouldn't have taken that trade, that's when you need to just close all positions, push the mouse away from you, turn the screen off, unplug the computer, whatever you have to do, and then physically get away from the computer. Um, Someone else suggested listening to a certain song that they like when they need to like interrupt this loop. You could watch a inspirational video or something that you have planned ahead of time, saved somewhere for this. I'm not sure. But just I think doing those first things of like when you have that thought, then realizing this is not going somewhere good for me, flatten it and quit. Just cut it off there. I think that's our best chance of quitting it before it starts. Another good idea is to have some kind of a support network in place. You could use AI. So you could have like the voice enabled and sort of like talk to the AI while you're trading. And if you start going on tilt, have it talk you out to stop. Another idea would be a group chat. If you know some other traders, have a chat where you guys agree that you're going to talk each other out of doing stupid things when you're trading, and you can reach out there. Or else there is my Discord. I'm sure there's probably other Discords. I found it very helpful for me the other day having people there who wanted me to stop and knowing they wanted me to stop and then being able to go, okay, I still have $300. And then having people there being like, okay, but you're away from the charts now, right? Like, don't open the charts again. You can work your way out of $300. Don't pull the account. I found that that really helped. Before I go any further in the video, I do want to stop and just say that you really need to want to fix this behavior because it's not an easy thing to change. And the desire to change has to come from within. You really need to be committed to this and taking it seriously if you want it to stop. I think if you find yourself going on tilt often and spending, I don't know, like 50% of your trading time, caught in these sort of like destructive or like consuming emotional states like tilt, that often come with a lot of anger, regret, shame, and the self loathing after, then it's probably worth spending some time to try to figure out why you keep ending up there. Are you just caught up in like that bad dopamine cycle of dopamine spikes from winning or putting on trades and then the crashes from losing and getting back in? Is it just that? Or is it maybe that there's some larger, more difficult issue going on in your life? And maybe this, your trading and the tilt in your trading is serving as some kind of distraction or escape from that bigger issue. I'm not a psychologist, obviously. I just think it's worth looking at all possible reasons of why you keep going on tilt if it's a super frequent problem. If you're like a lot of us where it just occasionally is cropping up, then it's probably not that. All right, so after the dust has settled and it's still fresh in your mind, you're going to want to sort of freeze the moment for yourself. Write down the following things. What triggered it? The first moment you knew you shouldn't continue but did anyways. Then I want you to make sure and write down how bad the damage actually was. Include the numbers. So for me, it's I lost $1,000. That's insane. My average winning day on the account is somewhere around $140. So to be losing 1,000 in one day really set me back. What it felt like for you emotionally when you were on tilt, just that out of control feeling, being glued to the screen, the stress, like your heart rate's probably up. Write about all the feelings that you had during tilt. And then write about what it felt like after. I think this is the most important part of it. For me, it was obviously like shame and regret. And, I was sad. I'm sad about my funded account. I was so close to my payout buffer. I've taken payouts from it. I've had it for 3 months. And then just like that, I just do these stupid things and it's, basically gone. It's not, I'm trying to work it back. I'm going to be patient, but that's how I was feeling after. And then you want to print this out. Don't just write about it and forget it. And you want to keep it where you can review it regularly. I think it will help us to keep the memory fresh of what it felt like when we did that so that we don't end up back there. I will have a template for this in the tilt guide that I'm putting together. So you don't need to remember all these things. If you grab the little tilt kit, I'm not sure what it's going to be called yet, but this will be in there so that after you do have a tilt day, it guides you through writing this out and it'll be in a nice print friendly PDF form so you can print it off for yourself. Just going to take a quick second to mention that it is Black Friday, well, tomorrow, but the sales go on for a few days. So if you want a trading view, it's on its best sale. The prop firms are all having some pretty big sales. I have my links and codes in the description. And I also want to ask a favor of you guys. There's a link in the description to a survey. It's only about, it'll take you like 1 to 2 minutes. It's somebody who's looking at starting a prop firm. Not me. I'm not starting a prop firm. I'm not getting in the prop firm business. But somebody else reached out and he's looking at starting a firm. He wants something that's more fair for traders. He described the rules to me of what the firm would have. And I said, that sounds great. I would sign up for that. So now he's just trying to gather a little bit of information about prop firm rules and how traders feel about different prop firm rules and what they would like to see in a prop firm. So it'll take you like 1 to 2 minutes, and I'd love it if you could fill it out if you have a second. It really is like a hangover. Like, I just like you don't feel well emotionally. Maybe some people are even physically ill. I've heard people say they feel physically ill the day after tilt. For me, it's just like, oh, regret and shame and all of that kind of stuff going into it. And then just also, you know, usually you don't wake up hungover and be like, all right, well, I got to go and drink again. So this is a different thing. Here are some practical rules that you can follow. This will be in that guide that that's for free. I think the main focus is really just not having any goals of making it back right away. You're not going to make it back right away. If you go in with that attitude, you might get lucky, but you're probably going to blow the account. And then you're going to feel like shit because you lost control 2 days in a row instead of one. So I think this is the opportunity for us to prove to ourselves that we can come back, we can be controlled, we can get back on plan. It's hard for me not having these goals because my little equity curve or whatever in Take Profit Trader is like it went up and then, it did some of this and then just straight down. So I have to fight this urge to not be focused on the P&L and to just focus on taking good trades and sizing way down. Fight the urge to size up to make it back. I just want to stop for a second on this point because I think it's really important. A no trade day after tilt is a winning day. Look at it as a winning day. If the account is damaged, the win is not going to be in growing it. The win is in not making it any worse. Staying flat when you want to trade is progress. I remember this book that my mom used to have. I never read it, but I remember the title, and I think the title's all you need from it. It was called Attitude is Everything. And I think in trading are especially after, when we have these setbacks, um, our mindset and our attitude is the most powerful tool that we have. It's not our trading strategy, it's our mindset and it's how we come back to it. Um, I it's so hard on your confidence. Like, I haven't had a major tilt day in a while. I know somebody in the group hasn't had a tilt day in a couple months, and then he had a bit of one the other day. It was nothing horrible, but it's hard on your confidence. And like, he was just so disappointed in himself after. That's how I felt when I went on tilt too. Just like, I was so disappointed, ashamed of myself, just embarrassed, didn't want to make the video, didn't want to tell people. I'm glad I did. I always feel better afterwards. Um, so we really need to work on our mindset and we need to protect our mindset around trading. I think the best thing that we could do for our mindset is to come back, focus on discipline, and then execute our plan. I think the worst thing we can do for our mindset is to keep going on tilt. We really need to break that loop as soon as we possibly can. I think it can't be good. It can't be easy on our nervous system either. I like the dopamine spikes and crashes, and then the emotional, just like emotional mental fatigue after. It can't be easy. So we do need a break and we do need to really focus on our mindset. Also, gratitude. Somebody else put another video of mine, um, and he gives me great advice, and he really talks about gratitude, like just being grateful that we can trade, that we have this opportunity, and then all the other things in our lives that we do have to be grateful for, really focusing on that as well. Most traders don't blow their accounts because they can't trade. As much as the comments will tell you that I can't trade, and I'm not a great trader, okay? And I'm not profitable. So I'm not trying to pretend that I'm profitable. And I know only one person said this, but I'm also not trying to normalize losing and show myself losing so that other people will blow their accounts and use my codes. That's just completely insane. Okay, off of that. Um, but the reason we're blowing our accounts is because we're not slowing down. I did a video on this before about, I think the root cause of our trading failure is trying to rush it. We're trying to rush to pass an eval. We're trying to rush to a payout. We're trying to rush to a bigger payout. Like, it's just this refusal to be patient and slow down, because when you're like me and you've been in it for more than 3 years, you feel like, I'm ready to make money. I should be making money by now. This is taking way longer than I expected getting into it, and I'm just ready to be there. Um, so slow down, okay? I won't go on any more of a tangent on there because this video is getting too long as it is. If you found this video helpful at all, I do have that new tilt recovery kit on Buy Me a Coffee, where it's free, where all of the tilt related items, and like, this will be laid out for, it's like, stop tilt, then if you go on tilt, do this, and then going back into the market, do this, just to kind of help you through it. And hopefully we can minimize these tilt days so we can make their impact less next time, and we can space them out until eventually we just don't really have them anymore. That's the goal for me anyways. Yeah, don't forget about the survey. If you could fill that out, that would be awesome. It's linked in the description. It's like 1 or 2 minutes, and maybe we will get a better prop firm out of it eventually. I don't know. Okay, that's it for me today. I hope you liked the video. If you have any tips on getting back into the market after tilt, please let me know. The comment section, it doesn't just help me, it helps other traders that come and read it as well. So your advice and insight into the issue is always greatly appreciated. All right, I hope you have a great weekend.